What's up, guys? Mike here from New York of Wrestling. This is the return of that indie show, and this week I am bringing to you Evolve 31. Why not 32 or 33? Well, I don't have the means to watch 32 or 33 because, well, the site I use doesn't have it up. It only has Evolve 31 up. That being said, this was my first Evolve show ever in time, and it did somewhat for me. But at the end of the day, I was happy with some of the results. We're going to get right into this. Match number one in the Style Battle Tournament Round Robin Challenge. Timothy Thatcher versus Drew-based Gulak. This match, 15 minutes of pure wrestling. I was impressed. I was loving every minute of it. Technical wrestling, submissions, you name it, it happened. Drew Gulak is one of the best guys on the indies. I'm being biased because if you've been following us on Twitter, at the Arc of Wrestling, twitter.com/Arc Drew Gulak is following us. That being said, Timothy Thatcher is impressive as well for a ground-based offense. The crowd was, before I get into the results, the crowd, they looked like they were in a bar, 20 people. Didn't look like that was that impressive to me. The crowd didn't really stand out. There was a couple of "this is awesome" chants throughout the rest of the show. We'll get into that. But Drew Gulak wins. He's 1-0 in the round robin challenge for this show. Match number 2, Biff Busick versus James Radine. And they were selling this Radine guy as pretty legit. He looked the part like a mastodon, like Gray busts a nut over, because he was apparently the All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion, I think. I'll have to go back and look that up. But he was a world champion in Japan. I think he wrestled for the NWA. I have to look at his stuff, so I'll have to go back and look at his stuff. His mullet has to go. That look is not appealing whatsoever to me. It worked for me, Elgin, but then Elgin shaved his head, and now people hate on Elgin because he no longer has his mullet. But anyway, back to this match. This is also in the Style Battle Round Robin Challenge Tournament match number 1. They're doing this throughout the weekend, by the way. And your winner of this match, going to 1-0, or having a point rather, is Biff Busick. Solid match. I would not better than the Gulak match, I would say, but it was still solid. Third match of the evening, an FIP Special Challenge 6-man tag team challenge match of Dos Bandejos, I think I pronounced that correctly, Eddie Rios and Jay Cruz and Lince Dorado as their partner, took on the team up, Jesus De Leon and the juicy product of David Starr and JT Dunn. Before I get into a rant about the juicy product, this match was good for a 6-man tag. A lot of it flowed. Miscommunication with De Leon and the juicy product towards the end. This is the match that got the "This is awesome" chant, which was a pretty standard 6-man tag. Here's the problem I have with the juicy product. Why in the bloody hell are they turning the juicy product into the new Young Bucks? They have the ZCW tag belts, the FIP tag belts, some other tag belts I don't remember, and the WSU tag belts, which are a women's tag team title. That's my opinion on the juicy product. I hope they lose all of their belts and never get signed anywhere. I'm sorry, I take that back. I hope they get signed somewhere, like TNA, so the Wolves can kick them in the face. Anyway, that match lasted 10 minutes. I'm surprised it went that short, because this show was like maybe almost 3 hours. That match still went really, really short. Match number 4, which is probably one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this. Matt Sydal, aka the former Evan Bourne, versus the whole effing shebang, the one and only Mr. Johnny Gargano. This match was pretty good. Matt Sydal looked like Alex Shelley with the goatee and the mohawk. Why? I have no idea. I thought I was watching Alex Shelley wrestle in this match. But they kept referencing Sydal's time in WWE, which is understandable, but that's all they kept referring to. Like, how is he going to re-wrestle the style of Gargano after being in WWE for so long? Yada yada yada, yada yada yada. It got tedious after a while. Focus on what he's doing now with Gargano. Don't worry about what he did in WWE. His WWE career wasn't too impressive for a tag team title run with Kofi Kingston, which he got suspended twice. But this match was pretty good. Gargano worked over Sydal's previously broken ankle throughout the match. They kept harping on whether or not he was going to be able to wrestle with that post-injury too, because this was his first match back in the States. Well, he wrestled in Japan before this, apparently, according to commentary. But yeah, Sydal wins with the Shooting Star Press, which is the best Shooting Star Press in all of wrestling. Suck it, Billy Kidman. Suck it hard. Suck it long. Got that backwards, but I don't. Match number 5. The premier athlete brand of Anthony East, aka Chris Masters, not on steroids, and Caleb Conley, accompanied to the ring by Su Yung, versus the Inner City Machine Guns of Rich Swann and the Open the Freedom Gate champion Ricochet with Ivelisse. Yeah, your slow-paced tag match, which picked up at the end. The premier athlete brand wins, and then Rich Swann tries to woo Su Yung, and Caleb Conley and Lees are not too happy about that. So, I'm guessing I'll have to watch the rest of the Evolve stuff to see where that goes. Anyway, last but not least, this is a short review because I watched this. It took me 3 days to watch this. I think I watched the first 2 parts of the video on Sunday or Monday, and then I watched part 1 on Sunday or Monday, and then I watched the last 2 parts yesterday. So there's that. That's why I can't. My memory's a little fuzzy. Anyway, last match of the evening, which was supposed to be a non-title match, but Chris Hero was like, "Oh, I'm gonna defend my title against Drew Galloway," which, if you don't know who that is, that's the former Drew McIntyre. Chris Hero is still a fat piece of trash. I can see why. Like I said in the Art of Wrestling podcast, which will be coming out soon, which we went over his PWG match with Kyle O'Reilly. Why? Why does he let himself go? This is why WWE let him go. It's not because they had nothing for him. It's because he was lazy. He did not want to keep the weight down. Now he let himself go. Now he looks flubby. If he wanted to get into WWE this year, it's not going to happen because he doesn't lose weight. I don't care if it's his build. Look at Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen was fat as hell a few months ago. Kevin Steen lost weight and slimmed down. Now look at Kevin Steen. He's in WWE. Primarily for his talent, but if he was the fat fuck that he was when he had the ROH title, they probably wouldn't have signed him. So there's that. Anyway, Drew Galloway wins with double arm DDT, known as the Cradle Shock, or Future Shock, or whatever it was, I can't remember. It's been a while since he used that move. And your winner and new Evolve champion, Drew Galloway. They also harped on his WWE career too, talking about his Intercontinental Championship run and his tag title run with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, anyway. That being said, I will give the show an overall rating of about 7 out of 10, with my favorite matches being the Gulak, Biff Busick, and the 6-man tag. Other than that, meh, the last 3. I guess he just threw this card together besides the Style Battle tournament. But, yeah. Anyway, this has been That Indie Show, the return of That Indie Show. We're going into 10 minutes of recording time. So, next show coming up is ZCW Heat. That will be up this weekend at some point. Hopefully you all listen to that and not shit on it like Duck now does, because he doesn't give other wrestling companies a chance other than ROH New Japan, even though he's only been watching them since this year and thinks he's an expert. So anyway, other than that, I am out of here to go play more of ROH mode on WWE 2K14. Cheap plug. I will catch you guys whatever's on here, on the Twitter, on the podcast, on whatever else. Yeah. Anyway, I am off. I will catch you guys next time.